People are quitting their trucking jobs. Let's find out why.
I really hate this job. Like, I really hate this job. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, I don't even think my company gives a fuck. My company doesn't give a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's rude as fuck. Like, you don't even know me. You don't know me. I don't know you. Why do you have an attitude? Like, I didn't do anything to you. Like, I feel like the companies, like, they don't really have the driver's backs when it comes to certain stuff. And then on top of that, the pay is shit. Like, why am I coming here?
Trucking is not for the faint of heart, especially if you're doing OTR, over the road trucking. You have to be a certain type of person, have a certain type of mindset to be out there on the road most of the time alone and by yourself.
And it's fucking stressful as fuck. Like, you gotta deal with rude ass receivers, rude ass shippers. You gotta deal with your company. You gotta deal with fucking 4-wheel drivers who don't know how to fucking drive, cutting you off every fucking day. Like, I feel like everybody just feels like we're supposed to be fucking robots. Like, I'm not a fucking robot. And then on top of that, like, I'm not even going home like that. Like, I'm regional. I only go home on the weekends. And some weekends, I don't get home until really late. So it's like, why am I paying rent? Why am I paying my rent? I'm barely the fuck here. Like, y'all can't even get me the fuck home on time. And then the money don't even fucking make sense. Like,
A lot of these companies don't care about you, sis. Like I said, they work you to the bone. I mean, God forbid you're tired or you make a mistake on the road or anything. Trust me, they're going to shift all that liability straight onto you.
so why am I doing this job that's like stressing me and literally at this point costing me my motherfucking mental health for like what? I don't know. But I really fucking hate this job and I want to fucking quit. But then it's like, if I quit, how am I gonna pay my fucking bills? This is really fucking annoying.
Sounds like said she got to get herself together and come up with a plan. 3-4 month plan. Maybe it's time to get rid of that apartment since you said you're barely there anyway. Go full OTR for the next 3 to 6 months, stack up some money, and then transition into a new career.
Well, so do other guys. Welcome again. So I do have a video earlier. I did make a video of why you should and why you shouldn't be a flatbedder. Today I have a video for you of why you should or you should not be a truck driver, meaning the pros of cons that come with being a truck driver. Okay, so when I do have some notes, see my pen, do have some notes. One of my friends here, I made new friends at TikTok, requested that I talk about why it's worth it to be a truck driver and why it's not. So let's do it. So I want to start with the negatives first and then end with the positives. Okay, so negative number one is that you are away from the house. Okay, unless you are local or you're doing regional, you are mostly away from your house.
Yeah, let me touch on that real quick. Like I said, if you're OTR, you're probably going to be on the road for 1 month, 2 months at a time. Because understand if those wheels are not rolling on that truck, you're not making money. Like I said, trucking is for, single man, single woman. If you have a family, it's really not ideal to be a truck driver, especially if you're doing over the road. You definitely probably want to find some local delivery work where, at the end of your shift, you could come home and lay in your own bed.
Meaning currently right now, I've been away from my house 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. Actually been 10 days, but you get the idea, 2 weeks. Okay? and on. And I don't intend to return until another 2 weeks. So you get the idea, right? So generally, truck drivers will work 26 days and 20 to 26 days, and they're gonna be staying at home 4 to 10 days or 4 to 15 days, depending on how they are. So if they own their truck, if they own their trailer, they probably could stay at the house. But for the most of the time, you are away from your family and you are away from your kids. You're gonna miss up some important dates, your birthdays. Yeah, I'm a Muslim, I don't celebrate birthdays, but I did get a notification from Prime saying happy birthday, and I didn't even know it was my birthday. Imagine, I turned a whole year, I grew up a whole year, I didn't even realize it, right? And they were like, happy birthday. Some days I forget, is it Monday, is it Tuesday? I never forget what the date is, but the date I might, okay? So anniversaries, things like that, you are going to forget those. You're not
Essentially, this is not a job if you want to be a family man.
gonna be at the house for every time. Just comes with the job, right? Reason number 2 that you should not be a truck driver is that it is always your fault. My goodness, bro. This is one reason I would quit trucking. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Like you do some little thing, that's your fault. You do an accident, like she doing her makeup. You know how many times I nearly killed a woman doing her makeup? Like, you realize how many times? And she just cuts in front of me sitting. Has no idea I'm burning my brakes to save her life. And a lot of the cars, they're just trying to save, 2 seconds of their arrival time. 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And they cut you off in the most horrific of ways.
Man, I know we can all relate to that. We see that all the time, cutting off truckers left and right, not understanding like this is a big, massive 18-wheel vehicle. It cannot just stop on a dime. I see that all the time. Like I said, me personally, I could not be a trucker, man. Too stressful. Like I said, I don't know how the pay is. Some people say trucking pays well. Then I hear other people say the pay is crap. To me, it's just not worth it. So much responsibility. Like I said, you got that big behind trailer, tens of thousands of pounds, a lot of risk, a lot of liability.
Suicidal of ways, like they don't give a care about you. They don't care, right? So, but it's your fault. It's not just the people. The shippers, if something goes wrong, it's your fault. The dispatch, if something goes wrong, it's your fault. Why? Well, you should have looked at it. Well, I've had a dispatch tell me, right? Everything was correct. From my point of view, like I corrected everything. And when I showed up at the receiver, the guy said, well, we don't accept this commodity. You take it to our sister plant 100 miles down the road. I was like, hell no. I got paid to be here. This shit going for you. Take it off. And he says, like I told you, sir, we do not handle this commodity. Take it to our sister plant 100 miles down the road. So I call my dispatch, say, hey, the trailer you sent me to it was preloaded trailer, right? Right, I had the right trailer, I had the right load number, I had everything. And the dispatch had the audacity to tell me, right? Well, it's your fault. Go take it 100 miles down the road. I was like, what the fuck you mean now, bro? And he's like, well, if I show up at the airport and I booked a plane to Dallas, wallahi, this was his example, yeah? And I booked like a plane to Dallas and the gate says Houston, I just don't take it, do I? And I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know? My ticket says Houston, motherfucker, over here, right? You didn't even...
See, dispatch don't care because he at the crib chilling in his home office, so he could give really two shits. If you are tired, hey, just drive another 100 miles. He don't care because he don't have to do it.
Quit. I'm out. Cisco broke me. I know I'm a wimp. I couldn't handle the...
First things first, to the guy that made this video, you are not a wimp, okay? You good. Secondly, one thing a lot of people don't understand, man, is when you get into the trucking game, and it's kind of like driving over the road is like a rite of passage, right? Most companies who teach you to get your CDL, they offer you a contract to drive over the road, or you pay to get out of the contract, and it's like a couple $1,000s. Like they raise it to a certain level to where you kind of, you kind of got to go with the over the road shit because you came in broke as a bitch anyway, so they know you ain't got no money. But most people either do it, they pay the money, or they do the over the road and then they quit. Like I did. I did over the road and I quit because fuck that shit. Now on the flip side, when you decide to take that CDL elsewhere and you get to a food delivery service or some type of unloading service like a Cisco, US Foods, or whatever the fuck, you have to understand the straight up monster that you're dealing with. I wish this shit would stop beeping. Now, granted, when you do a job like that, you're gonna make over $1,000 a week. Sometimes, depending on the job that you get, you're gonna make a decent amount of money, you know, a decent amount over 1,000, like maybe $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a week. But you're gonna work for every single fucking penny. And
Facts. I don't know if a lot of people know, but like I said, like he mentioned, Cisco, they basically, they're like the food service for these small and big businesses. They bring the frozen patties, you know, anything you could think of when you got some type of restaurant, anything to do with food service. I don't know if you ever seen those guys unloading them trucks by hand. Trust me, man, that toll that takes on your body day in and day out, having to sometimes lug them, some of these cases be 50, 60 pounds each, and then having to lug them up a narrow stairwell in the rain and in the snow. Man, they earn every dollar of that.
And the majority of the time, it's complete dog shit. And companies like this know that not a lot of people want to do this type of backbreaking work, so they have to kind of condense routes, or they have to combine routes, basically putting more work on you than they're actually paying you for. You see what I'm saying? Which would cause a motherfucker to be like, I'm done, I'm not doing this shit, I quit. Because it's like you go to work, you literally work 10, 11 hours. Sometimes you work over depending on who the fuck your dispatcher is, how the company gets down, and you only getting paid for, well, I wouldn't say only, you're just not getting paid or compensated for what the fuck you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, one thing that I refused to do when I was driving truck is I refused to do touch free. I would not do, I'm not unloading a motherfucking thing. You either gonna get them to unload this shit, or you gonna have somebody meet me at the stop and have them unload. I ain't touching a motherfucking thing. So I know for a fact that I wasn't gonna like a job like Cisco or whatever, which they are still hiring, like where I'm at in my city. As a matter of fact, I think the Cisco plant is somewhere around this motherfucker right here. This is an industrial park. Trucks be coming in and out this bitch. I refuse to do that shit. So all in all, my dude, if you watching this stitch, trust and believe. Ain't nothing wrong with quitting that job, man. Fuck that job. You got a CDL, you can always get another job. Once you get a CDL, remember this. You will always be picked for a job. Don't worry about it. If this job don't work, fuck that job, go to another one. If that one don't work, rinse and re-fucking-peat. You heard me?
Yeah, he spoke nothing but facts when it comes to that food service. Not for the faint of heart.
There'll come a time when you out here and you gonna be like, man, I'm done. I quit. I can't take no more. And that's the time where trucking defines you. You know, you see a lot of people out here, man, they glorify trucking. They making videos, it's fun, it's funny, but in all actuality, it's not all fun and games, man. You're gonna have times like today where I feel like I'm done, man. I just want to go home and be in my bed. I want to be asleep. Listen, I'm a human at the end of the day. And I do get fed up with trucking sometimes. I do feel like I want to quit sometimes. But do I quit? Nah. See, trucking, it got a weird cloud over it, right? You got people out here laughing, they joking. They never show you these times where they out here and they stomach hurt. They got a stomach virus. Yesterday was one of the worst. Well, these last 5 days has been one of the worst ever for me, man. From San Diego to New Jersey.
Yep, he's talking some real talk right now. Like I said, a lot of people glamorize this trucking, especially over the last several years. Trucking has been big. It's been a big push for everybody to get in the trucking, become an owner op, and all this, and especially with the whole pandemic, COVID, you know. But like I said, man, he's saying some very real stuff right now. Your stomach hurt, you ain't feeling well, man. That package still got to get there. That whatever you got in that back of that 18-wheeler, You're gonna have to deliver it. You're gonna be responsible for it, and you're gonna have to get it there safely. You know, God forbid you get in an accident or whatever. That's gonna be on your license. That's for sure.
I went through everything but an accident. I went through stomach virus. I went through bad weather. I went through some technical issues with the semi. Family issues, everything, family drama. Are you ready for that? Are you really ready for that? Or you just want to put up TikTok videos and content like, you know, faking the funk like this ain't what it is? Because this is what it is. Sometimes, yeah, you want to quit. You know? That's why I say trucking is a lifestyle. Every day.
Absolute facts. Again, like I said, with this with social media, like I said, in the last several years, you've seen a lot of people glamorizing a lot of different professions and making it look like it's easy and sweet. Trucking, nursing, medicine, and making it seem like it's all peaches and cream when it's far from that.
I mean, I've been driving truck for like 7 years now. Man. I've been in the industry like around, I would say like as far as the ownership and the dispatch and all that, like 4 years. And I'm gonna say it's always gonna be a benefit to the trucking industry, ownership, dispatching, no matter what. But as far as the physical driving, I had to give it up, man. Not just my health, not just my kids, man, but like my sanity, man. Like living in your truck, man, feel like jail, for real, man. Like, so I just gave it up a little bit, man. I'm getting ready to get into a few other things. And I'm gonna start, like, I mean, like giving some insight when drivers are trying to get off the road, like completely. So I feel like it's a trap, man. Like, you know, I had a route a few times. Like, you might get a route from Ohio. I'm from Philly, so get a route from Ohio, get a route from, go to Texas or go to wherever, and then you end up saying, chasing some bread and getting another route. You end up in California somewhere, and now you've been out on the road for a month. And like, I really want to give other drivers the opportunity, man, to get out the truck, still make that kind of money, you know, and not have to worry about paying your bills. Because I know for a lot of us, like, giving that bread up is crazy. Like, if you making $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 a week, it's tough to get that up. So how you gonna replace that, man? So I'm really gonna start coming up with like a few things that drivers can do that be home with their family every night. I know a lot of guys got local jobs too, but local jobs come in, they far in between. Like, most guys don't quit good local jobs. That's why they hard to come by. And honestly, I'm tired of driving trucks, period, to be honest with you. Like, I want to work less hours, spend more time with the kids, man. But I'm gonna really do a series on, like, if you're a driver, like some things you probably could do locally, some things you could do without, you know, having your CDL to really make some money, man, and still be home with your family. So, and man, I need to lose some weight. So that was like another thing too. But I'm gonna definitely do a series soon, man, about like what the things I'm gonna be doing now that I'm not driving no more, and how like the money gonna be adding up or whatever. So just look out for that, yo.
Sounds like it's very important in trucking to stack your money, so when you do decide to exit, you can make that move.
This is why I quit truck driving to go back to school. While being over the road, I gained 6 months of experience. And during that time, it made me recognize that I didn't want to do that job. Is it a good career? It depends. It's definitely not for everybody. But it took a lot out of me to get to that 6-month mark. Me being over the road made me realize how important my body and my mental health is. Because like 2-3 months into over the road, all that declined. Before trucking, I was a person that stayed physically fit, and mental health was important to me. I would meditate, journal, stuff like that. Not having the time to do that over the road and constantly staring at that road was killing me, I'm not gonna lie. You really gotta be headstrong to be out there over the road. It also made me realize how important time and location freedom is to me. The fact that I had dispatch control of my life, telling me where I need to go by a certain time, I didn't like that. That's why I took the opportunity while I'm young to pursue a career where I can have that time, location freedom, and also a life balance. Because these are things that are important to me. If you decide to be a truck driver, you need to dedicate your life to truck driving. Your truck is going to be your new home. Unless you do local, but even if you do local, I heard a lot of these guys working 14-hour days, so it's the same concept. With all that being said, I quit truck driving for time, location freedom, my mental health, my physical health. Overall, just wasn't the direction I wanted to go in life. But I'm glad I gave it a try because I learned a lot in truck driving. It definitely changed my life for the better.
Sounds like he got the right mindset, and like I said, I wish him the best in all his future endeavors. Like I said, I think the thing that gets a lot of truckers, and I don't think it's just truckers. The people who making some decent money, you start to having a certain lifestyle, and you living up to a certain lifestyle. Now, them bills is here, and you in a position where you can't take a job that's down here because you ain't gonna be able to continue to maintain that same lifestyle. That's why it's so important to live below your means.
So my experience working in the trucking industry is that it's not worth it. I am now jobless, homeless, and don't have a vehicle because of how little money I made while in the industry. You can't make a living wage without a year's worth of experience, and you can't get those jobs without a year's worth of experience.
See, that's what I'm confused about. From different truckers, I hear different things. If I have any truckers watching the video, let me know. How is the pay? Is it a good wage? Is it above average, below average? Let me know in the comments below. Because like I said, you hear so many people saying so many different things. I'm just trying to get a proper gauge on it.
When you demand to be treated like a human being in any of the mega carriers, they laugh at you, fire you, or find a way to fire you or get you to quit. And once you've burned through 3 of those mega carriers, the rest won't hire you. So as sad and unfortunate as it is, I'm a good driver. My deliveries are typically on time. I have a safe driving record, no violations. I take care of my truck. I'm clean. Just seems like I'll have to move on and try something else. Sucks. Waste of time.
A few people been asked me why I left trucking, and I'm gonna try getting as much information without talking too much. So technically, I didn't leave trucking. I said I drive truck, but just not at the same company, and I'm not driving over the road anymore. The reason why I left the over the road driving was because it took too much from my life, and I prioritize my health, my well-being, and all of them something before a job. So that.
With all the videos we've been watching so far, that seems like to be a common theme that every former truck driver says. Lack of, work-life balance, deteriorating health. It seems like I said that's very common when it comes to trucking.
So that's why I really leave the over-the-road life. So for an example, this is when I first get in a trucking. This was my last day at the job before I left. My family have hypertension, and I know so that can be very deadly. Like, it would be very careless of me if you're swinging a job, but I know so I could put me more at risk for that, for developing it early. So me I go do my best and do my part to make sure say me not go down that part there. And for those who used to follow me before me get into trucking, some of you guys know that me used to weight train 5 to 6 days a week, and being on the truck and having to stop that completely kind of was just bittersweet for me, and I couldn't let it go. So that's why I kind of made the decision as well. It's a big part of why I made the decision. And also I have a lot that I want to do with my life, and trucking just does not support that. Yes, you make really, really good money when you do truck driving over the road, but I'm not going to put a job and money over my health, my well-being, and my life. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I made that decision.
Sounds smart. Let me know in the comments below, do you believe trucking is worth it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.